without a doubt, men have it easier. And for the women who are listening to this, like especially like women trial lawyers, those that are attorneys that want to be trial lawyers, what is your advice to them? I mean, especially in light of, I think, all of the barriers that they face, all the challenges that they face, whether it's raising children, whether it's trying to find balance amongst wanting to be a great trial lawyer, but also wanting to raise a family. Like, how do you do this?
Okay, so when I first started practicing, I was a single mom. I would get up in the morning, feed my daughter, take her off to her daycare, try my case during the day, tell the judge I have to be out by 5 because I have to pick her up from daycare. Would pick her up, go home, feed her, read her story, give her bath, put her to sleep, have a babysitter come, go back down to the office because there wasn't computers, and work from 9 until about 1 or 2 in the morning, and come back, get a couple hours sleep, and get up and start all over again. And so there is no balance, Michael. That is my first advice to women. There is no balance. You are going to feel like when you're at work, you're shorting your family. When you're with your family, you're shorting your job. But the person you short the most in all of this is yourself, because if you want to have it all, it means you just never sleep and you just die, is what happens. So my advice to people is you have to get over the guilt. You have to give 100% to whatever's in front of you at the moment. So if you were at work, you can't be saying, oh, I'm so sad I'm not with my kid. You have to just say, I'm going to put that on my mind. I'm going to focus on this and give 100% to this. When I'm with my child, I'm going to give 100% to my child and not worry about work. I'm not going to have myself pulled in both directions. I will just understand there is no balance, and you just can't feel guilty about it. And and I will tell you, after all of that kind of crazy life, my daughter is an architect because she saw her mom, working and supporting myself and doing all this stuff, and has never criticized me for, like, where were you? Why didn't you miss? Why didn't you come to this particular sports event? Because I went to all the ones that I could. And the other thing you got to get over is you can't be Martha Stewart perfect. So when you have to bring the snack, you don't have to bake it. You can just go to the store and buy the stupid snack and just take it because you don't have the time to do it. And people will try to guilt trip you over it. You say, no. I've got a job. I'm going to go buy the snack at the store. That's it. And so I would say the key thing is to get rid of the guilt.
And I think especially when you have the commitment, obviously, that you had, I've always said there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want and obviously being very, very passionate about the work that you were doing. I'm curious with your daughter, like what impact did that make on her?
When school would close, or when, suddenly, like they do now occasionally, more in the pandemic, suddenly they say, okay, we're just having a day off today. I didn't have anybody to watch her. There wasn't anybody in town. So she remembers being like 4 or 5 years old and sitting in the back of the courtroom while I'm in trial. And I just bring a bunch of toys and just put them all around her. And in one memorable trial, I'm up cross-examining somebody or something, and you hear this little voice from the back of the courtroom. That's my mommy from the back of the courtroom because there wasn't anybody else to watch her. So you just do what you can in the situation, and do the best you can. And that's one of her memories, is sitting in the back of the courtroom with all of her toys while I'm trying a case, so that's her memory. And I think whereas when I was growing up, there was a question of whether you would become a housewife and work at home, or whether you would work outside the home. My daughter never had any question. Well, why wouldn't I have a job? Why? Goodness gracious, have somebody take care of me. Are you out of your mind? I mean, that was her mindset, and because of how she was raised, and that's made all the difference. I mean, she's just a terrific architect and very, very talented. Did not become a lawyer, although everybody asked her all the time, "Are you going to be a lawyer like your mom and your dad?" And no, became an architect and did her own path, and is doing great. Is living in Portland, Oregon.